Hi Robert. I'm hoping you understand English. I apologise if you don't. Probably do, or English people aren't very good at learning other languages. Got two types of models for you today. I'll show you the two techniques I was talking about. The smaller models, the Matchbox, they tend to be able to be prized off. But the larger models, as you can see, have got bigger rivets. This is a Corgi and this is a Matchbox. Now the thing is, you can prize these off, but you have to be very careful. They tend to be weak and break in that part if you're not careful. You could also drill the rivets out, but if you're very careful when you do this, you can just push that back on afterwards and don't have to do any riveting. But in this case, I'll show you just the prizing of the small one. So we'll put that one aside for a moment. Take the tyres off, that keeps them out of the way. Always have a look around first and just check to see what needs to be done to the model. Generally work out how it comes apart. So in this case it's just the two rivets and the base should come off. So I tend to select a relatively simple screwdriver. The secret is to put the screwdriver as close to the rivet as you can, so in, under and close, and then just gently prise, just slowly, and you'll see the rivets on the edge will start to move. Do it both sides. You need quite a bit of pressure. Just keep working away at it. Front one doesn't come off, then try the back one. They don't always come apart, as you can see, but if you keep trying for a while. There we go, the first one's popped. Nothing's broken. Now at this point, if you just carefully lever it up from this angle, you'll find it'll lift the rivet on the front a little. But do it carefully, because like I say, it's very, very weak in this area. They all are. So there you go, you see that starting to come loose now on that rivet. There we go, it pops off. Then you can take your bits out. Here's the exhaust. And the mud that's built up through the years. I'll throw that away. Now at this stage, this is where I would pop that into a soapy water, hot soapy water, give it a wash. It's in good condition. That would give a nice polish. I use a metal polish, the Ultra Soft, that really does bring them up nicely. There's the base. Sometimes it does get bent a little, but they'll go back into place easily enough. And if they are, just gently ease them back into place. And this is where I can demonstrate, in this case, you'll see another rivet to be able to get the windscreen out. So what we'll need to do now is take the rivet out. So we'll get the trusty drill. which at the moment the batteries are not doing so well, and get a drill that's a little bigger than the rivet. I've got it set on slow speed. What you must be careful is if you drill too far, you'll drill right through the roof. So you must do this really gently and just chip. As you can see, they're starting to take a rivet down. It's not far enough yet. Now you'll see the rivet, the top of the rivet's been taken off. Hopefully at this stage we gently just prise, and obviously these are very weak, the windscreens. Just take your time and see if they prise off. Nope, not moving yet, so we'll give it a bit more. Sometimes you get a screwdriver adjusted under, very carefully, prise, very carefully, you'll find you prise it, there we go, it's popped out. There's a windscreen which will need cleaning up, and afterwards when you replace it, you just take a few bits off the edge of that rivet, and then you can just put a tiny bit of super glue on, and this will basically hold the glass in. Now when it comes to putting it all back down, first thing you take the wheels off if you need to, strip it down, clean it, respray. Then what should happen is if you put it back on, you'll see if it's done right, you can push hard. Sometimes it works right away. There we go, that one's clipped back in. Give this one just a little bit of help. You would obviously use a cloth when it's all done nicely. And you see they pop back in. And as you can see, it looks as if it's never been apart. That's the way I like to do little ones. At this stage, what I will do is I tend to get a screwdriver, a star screwdriver, pop it in the end and just twist and turn, and it flattens those rivets out again so they won't come off. So that's the first way of removing them. The other way, there's no way you'll prise them off because you will damage everything, is, as these are countersunk anyway, you can see they're sunk in, we can drill them out. So we'll start off with the smaller drill. In fact, I'm going to go to a bigger drill for this one. One that fits into that area, that's perfect. As you can see, it's starting to take the top of the rivet off. See, that rivet's been released. Now go to the front one. just want to take the top off. Let's see. Give it a little bit of help. Not quite yet. Just keep trying every so often until it does release. A bit of advice when you first start doing this is when you're taking the bigger ones apart as they come open, take a picture of what's inside because you might forget how to put them back together. I used to. There we are. Comes off, and like I said, it's always best to take a picture of what's inside so you know what to do. And then all the bits all connected. It's got a slightly different rivet on the back of this one. These are like little pincer clamps. Maybe you just prise again, they just come off. The secret is not to be too afraid of it. And there it is apart. Oh, that one's already fallen out of the rivets. That's a good windscreen. That'll clean up quite nicely. Steering columns, and then the doors normally just slip out. Well, you can see that one is connected by the wire, but that'll come out easily enough. So in this case, what I would do next is I would drill a hole down there, generally with a 1.5 drill. Use my Dremel for this, but it does help if you plug it in first. There we go, just like that. The other one, when you come back to put it back together, because this is not a normal rivet, whereas the base is, this one would just be glued on. You put super glue on that, and then the front one, as you can see, it's got the hole. You choose the type of rivet you want to use. Pop a little bit of super glue into there, and then pop the rivet in. Oh, pop the rivet in. Needs to go in a bit further, but I don't want to jam it in yet. And there you have it. And if the rivet won't go in, just make the hole just a little bit bigger. rivet back in. And like I say, you would just glue that end and maybe cut one of the ends of the rivets off just to put in there just to make it look right. And that's basically how you remove the bases. Hope this has helped. Sorry about my videos. Hopefully you could see them okay. And any other questions you've got, please don't hesitate to ask. I enjoy it and enjoy others, so you look after yourself and be safe.